Hey, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Eun from SMJK Zhonghua, and today I'll be using this opportunity to share with you all a book that I've read recently. The title of this book is In Order to Live, a North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom, written by Yeonmi Park. It consists of 273 pages, and this book is telling about her real story of how she and her family escaped from a ruthless communist country to a world of freedom. After reading this book, I feel deeply inspired by her courage, determination, and sacrifice. Of course, firstly, I want to introduce you guys to the author of this book, Miss Yeonmi Park. She was born in Haesan, a small village in North Korea, and she lives with her parents and her elder sister. But due to poverty and her father's illness, her mother and she planned to escape from North Korea to China to earn more money. She was just 13 at the time. But escaping from North Korea was not an easy task. They were arranged to cross the Yellow River to China secretly. But unfortunately, in reality, they were human trafficked by brokers and were sold to other men in China to be their brides or mistresses. Another very bad life experience for her was she had to see her mother being raped in front of her. In fact, the broker wanted to rape her, but her mother was protecting her. So, can you imagine how terrible was that? As she said, she was very heartbroken when she had to bury her father's ashes all by herself. Yeonmi really went through all those hardships that none of us teenagers may even imagine or maybe even take. Because of bribery happening in China, she needed to earn money and survive. In that case, she was forced to involve herself in illegal activities. But what she couldn't believe was the pastors in the church didn't pity her. Instead, in contrast, they think that she's impure and dirty. But she was a tough girl. Even if there were days that she couldn't handle the stress anymore and she couldn't take it anymore, her determination will lead her into pursuing her freedom that she deserved. Enough rambling, I better go into my thoughts about this impactful book. I want you guys to imagine living in a place where you have no say in what to do and when to do, a strict regime controlling your every move. There's a saying in North Korea, even if you think you're alone, the mice and birds can hear you whisper. The radio in the house can't be turned off. It only plays propaganda songs and alarms that tell you when to wake up, when to go to work, etc. That's how the North Korean government controls their people and swear on them, even if they're not around. I think it's immature to say that, oh, if I was born in North Korea, I won't believe what the dictators are saying. I had that mindset before, but now I realize that it's a very simplistic mindset to have. And Yeonmi did a great job in telling us as a reader that if we grew up in North Korea, we wouldn't even know that the government was controlling us, essentially like brainwashing us into thinking that our country is the best in the world and we have nothing to envy from other countries. Since at a very young age, the citizens of North Korea weren't exposed to any overseas information. Movies, news, and the internet are inaccessible and illegal. This forced them to think that their regime is God and blindly obey every single word, even though it is destroying their lives. There was one line in this book that greatly impacted me. I will show the book here, but I'm reading it from the book. They need to control you through your emotions, making you a slave to the state, by destroying your individuality and your ability to react to situations based on your own experience of the world. This line really shows how the regime has greatly influenced their people both physically and psychologically. Yeonmi has portrayed the horrors of North Korea without just glossing over it, and also talking about what it has done to her family, and the people around her. Her beloved late grandmother also inspires her a lot on the greatness of freedom. When Yeonmi was little, she would tell her and her sister stories about how free they were when Korea was once a whole country. So that made Yeonmi wonder, what was outside the border? Through her detailed writing, it's like you're fighting alongside her for a chance of freedom and you're going through her hardships. And I cried when reading this book. In current society, it's not just her that went through all these life obstacles, but lots of people from all around the world who are still struggling for their own freedom and human rights, and that just breaks my heart. In this 21st century, I'm so enraged and I'm disappointed that there are still human beings being treated so badly, and I'm so sad that I can't do anything about it. At last, when she successfully escaped from those tragedies and finally got her freedom, I was so happy for her. I'm relieved and I'm basically in tears at this point. While reading this book, it's like an emotional roller coaster, you know, like ups and downs. And I hope one day Yeonmi will be able to go visit her grandmother's grave and tell grandmother that she's free. In conclusion, as Dalai Lama always promoted, through education, religion, kindness and compassion, empathy and humanity, and most importantly, through love, we human beings could make the world a better place for everyone. Oh, that reminds me of Michael Jackson's song. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. La 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 la. At last, everyone shall deserve their rights, freedom, and happiness. Mr. Walt Disney's famous quote, "All of our dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them." Yeonmi's journey to freedom is an encouragement to all of us. So never give up, guys. Add this impactful book to your wish list. Fighting! Sarang Heo. Thank you.